Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up? Hope everybody's having a great day. We are back. The Awakening Room Podcast, episode 15.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the mic here.
Yeah.
All right. So, recently, we have watched the movie Disclosure Day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we will watch it again.
Of course.
Gonna watch it again for a second time, but did enjoy it. Um, and of course, if you have seen Disclosure Day, you know what it's about. If you haven't seen it yet, I would say give it a try if you're open to watching movies, sci-fi, classified movies, things of this nature. But uh, what I guess what we can talk about from watching the movie,
The takeaways.
the takeaways. One of the questions that come to mind is if movies such as this are a good way to help expand awareness within across the globe with everybody, with humanity.
Yeah. And I guess how they perceive it, because the movies, typically, these types of movies seem to end a certain way, or they portray it to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, again, like how is it people perceive it?
Mm-hmm.
What is like the overall feel?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, in particular, like I was excited for it once I seen the commercial.
Yeah.
I was excited, and but I didn't have any expectations.
Right.
Why? Because one, the way they typically show these types of movies,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to see
How they would go.
how they would go with it. Yeah, because of the title itself.
Yeah. Also, what I found interesting is how Steven Spielberg phrased it. He was like,
In the
he was
trailer, yeah.
thinking, how he was thinking it would be, or how it would be cool. I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember specifically what he said, but it's along the lines of how it would be cool to see um what people would think or how people would react if this was true, or to find out if this was true, to something like that. And then he shifted it from that statement to how people will react knowing that it
that it is
is
true.
true.
Yeah.
So he shifted it from to whether or not they think it could be a possibility to he wanted to create this movie to see how people will react knowing that it is true. So I was like,
Yeah.
I like how he threw that in there.
Yeah, because when we were looking for the trailer, because I wanted to see a longer trailer, and then we see it now, and I was like, that is interesting that he said it that way.
That he said it that way. So for him to even make that statement himself, it kind of presents like, people can have whatever, we all will have an opinion on what people say and things like that, but it kind of presents itself to me. It presents itself as he's admitting that, like, he feels like he knows this stuff to be
something.
true, right?
Yeah. I mean, but again, this is the guy who made Star Wars, right? And
and other movies,
of course, other movies, but
it. So I feel like in that sense, this is an attempt of him to help in spreading awareness.
Yeah, and in all fairness too, I guess some people in the conscious community, spiritual community, the comment that I made is not to say that this is the guy who made Star Wars. I would think a lot of people within the community know the reasoning behind the Star Wars. So
yeah,
this is not a shot that I'm throwing or anything like that. Just so everybody knows.
Oh well, no, I mean, that's
but
me.
again, that's what this is the point that I'm saying.
I was just gonna say, well, I took it as you just saying one of the major sci-fi movie franchises that he's created.
Yeah.
So to know that he's within the realm of this industry, but it goes deeper than
Yeah, it's not just that it goes deeper. I just don't want people thinking that it's a slight, like, oh, well, what do you mean by that? But then that's one thing. That's a different thing.
that.
But so the movie, I was very interested in it.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm gonna try my best not to spoil anything, but some of the acting parts,
Oh, I
it annoyed me.
mean,
But anyway, the points at hand, right?
yeah.
Um, the way of communication,
Hmm.
um, the way
The symbolisms,
this,
for
yes,
one.
I'm trying to say it without
I
spoiling it for
know that's
anybody.
what we were thinking about this. Like, well, how can we, for people who hadn't seen it, who might want to go see it, we don't want to like spoil major moments, but some of the symbolism, I feel like for many of us in the consciousness community, expanded awareness, spirituality, however you want to frame it, we have had experiences that have either sparked our gifts, enhanced our gifts, or something that we can fall back to, right? A moment where it's like, oh, this, I remember this happening, and from there things kind of like shifted and took
Changed.
off. Things
Hmm.
changed. So the main characters in the movie have these moments
Yeah,
that they can identify and go back to, and I feel like it's really cool. Uh, the use of the symbolism, because those are like anchor points.
yeah,
It's like,
they can be.
this was the start of it. I mean, I pretty much feel like this is in the trailer. Everybody knows this piece, that the two main characters are were quote unquote abducted when they were children. So that's something that, I feel like that's out in one of the trailers that's out there. Um, so that would be technically the start of it, but it the repression of that experience occurs. So I guess a lot of times we do experience things that we may consider traumatic, in our human experience, and it can cause us to repress the gifts that we received in that moment. And then, but something else happens that switches them back online.
Yeah, because even there, they was like, um, they didn't know it was gifts.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, like, oh, and it's two different and I also, this just came to me. Like, watching it, I didn't even think about it, but just now it dawned on me. It's like, oh, and the two main characters are actually like two different sides of it. The guy, he was kind of afraid of what all he was experiencing. It's like, yo, why is this happening? Why do I know this? And it was like driving him crazy. He was like, no, 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 turn it off. But the lady, when hers came on, she seemed like she's enjoying it. She had me laughing a few times because it was kind of cool. Her reactions to
well, I wouldn't say she enjoyed it, but
but
she just knew it things were happening and she
yeah,
just went with it.
she was going with it. She was letting it flow. She was
Yeah,
riding with it. But the guy, he even told her, he's like, it seemed like you kind of enjoying this. And she was like, she made some little remark after it. I was like, it's funny because
yeah.
that whole dynamic, he was like, what the hell? And she was like, oh, yeah,
I mean,
this just happened. It's crazy, but I'm flowing.
but again, it was two separate
Yeah, two
experiences.
separate
So
experiences from a shared experience.
from a shared experience, but it's two different,
Yeah,
you know.
two different perspectives, two different
Yeah,
people.
but I mean, at the same time,
Two different.
I think if it was vice versa, he probably would be like, "Oh, this is kind of cool too."
But so of course the whole premise is information coming out, information being shared that has been hidden, that's being kept away from the public, away from all of the people, and this information is now going to be put front and center out for everybody to receive it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the whole thing. That's why it's called Disclosure Day. But the symbolisms.
Hmm.
So there's these animals.
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a fox, there's
A
a
deer.
deer, a cardinal. Um, what
The
else is
fox, the
there?
deer, the fox, the deer, the cardinal.
There's a fox, a deer, cardinal. And I want to
I feel
say
like it was one more.
there's like one to two others, but um, it is interesting the way they come, the way they come into the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And of course, the reason of the symbolisms, people see cardinals, they look it up. What is the
What
spiritual
is
meaning?
spiritual meaning? Yes.
Everybody looks at a deer and say, "Oh, it's
They're
like
so
it's
majestic,
yeah, it's
mystical.
majestic." And these things, the fox, you so cunning, but you typically don't ever see a fox
Right.
because if you do, more than likely, next second is gone, right? So they always,
Yeah. Why those animals?
yeah, why those animals in
Right.
particular? So again, if anybody listening and don't know, you could look that up. Give you some homework to do.
Right.
Give you,
On top of that homework, I would also like to know your opinion on if movies like this, you feel like they help to spread awareness or to fill in some gaps for some people who may be searching for more answers, or is it just mere entertainment in your eyes?
because when that's the thing too, I was gonna say isn't it odd that they have so many of these types of movies,
Mm-hmm.
like, but people always go to it. They
Yeah,
always
they
they
do
always
be
do.
popular. They are
They're
popular
always
movies.
popular. It's like you ever wonder why that
I
is?
feel like it's because on some level, even when those who don't want to admit it, they do feel like there is more out there in the
Yeah.
greater universe. We can't be the only intelligent, quote unquote, intelligent life forms because I feel like animal species are intelligent and well as well. It's just different, but um, like we can't be the only ones, but they don't want to admit it because it's a taboo thing to admit to say, "Oh, I believe in extraterrestrials." People are gonna be like, "Ooh, you actually believe in that?" Like,
Yeah.
I believe that there's can be something out there. So I feel like underneath, people actually do feel like there is possibility of it.
Mhm.
So it's interesting to see it. And to your point, there are so many movies that talk about alien invasions or movies like The Matrix, movies like The Adjustment Bureau about shadow governments, things done in secrecy,
But
hidden information. But I feel like each one, they don't all present it in the same manner. And some movies are heavily, oh no, the people coming from space are bad, don't trust them. And then in some movies it's like, oh, they're good, we should trust them. So there's gonna be the extremes on both, throughout the movies you're gonna see the extremes repeating over and over and over
yeah,
again. So when you consider that in it, I guess that's where you would have to discern whether or not it's being helpful or not. Is it leaning more towards the this is a negative experience or leaning more towards the this is a
yeah.
positive
But
experience?
even with that, you know, you can a lot of these movies can portray it to be one way,
Mm-hmm.
but if you actually watching the movie, like if
Mm-hmm.
you're actually watching the movie and paying attention to the sequences,
Mm-hmm.
like you think for yourself. Don't just
Mm-hmm.
you know overall feel like, oh, that's what is being said as a
Mm-hmm.
blanket. It's like
Right.
you pay attention to the sequences.
Yes.
A lot of the point of these movies, and I'm sure any director would tell you, like, they want to do things in plain sight
Right.
because that's part of their art.
Right.
It's not always just about a story. They want to
Yeah.
drop these gems, or there's certain things they want you to come back to view again and be like, oh,
Want you to think
yeah.
about. Yeah.
So, and I think with this movie is a good one. You can also think about obviously it would be the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still. The whole premise of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a really old movie, and I would think some people seen it, so hopefully it's not a spoiler. But the premise of that movie was that, if I could remember correctly, it was certain things humanity was failing in, so to say,
Mm.
like the atmosphere or something. Some things were dying. Something happened. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there was an invasion to wipe
Mm-hmm.
out Earth. But through the events of everything that was going on,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
The visitors.
the visitors determined that there's a lot of potential and strength
Mm-hmm.
in humanity. And for that reason, they will not destroy them
Right.
because they see that there is a lot of,
There's
inner strength. There's a lot of
there's something to build on and work with.
to build on to work with, and that they showed that humanity can change. That's what it was. Humanity can
Mm.
change and can work together to do better things. Because in the movie, of course, they all felt like they was gonna get,
Yeah.
you know,
Annihilated.
annihilated. They were gonna go extinct, so they had to work together. But the point was, is like, why do these things have to
Have to
happen
happen for the
in order
togetherness.
for everyone to come together?
Right.
And again, that's the movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Um, but with Disclosure Day, right? So back to this. Um, there are, I don't think it's a spoiler because it's called Disclosure Day. So there are files that a whistleblower,
Mm-hmm.
he got a hold of these files, and then there's two shadow, I don't want to say shadow governments, but
Well, no, it's one. It's only one. But the thing
it's split
is the two guys are from the same organization.
organization, but they split.
They split. So the
One is
one
trying
guy,
to keep
yeah,
everything hidden, and one
is
would
trying to
like to
help the
to help,
whistleblower.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
to expose it to
Mm-hmm.
humanity,
Right.
right? Um, and they're from the same agency.
Yes.
They are friends.
Yes.
Um, so hmm, try not to spoil much, but there are certain things that are shown. And the interesting thing too, um, with these clips, I do wonder how accurate, if any, are there? Because there was a lot of clips.
There were.
There were plenty of clips. They had certain dates.
Yeah,
You
certain
know, of
days. I
course,
feel like some of them are connected to things that we can actually research. For
that's why I
example,
say that.
um, Roswell
Of course,
is,
they always gonna go to
yeah, they're
Roswell.
always going to go to Roswell. So for sure, that's things that people have been researching for a very long time. And I'm pretty sure some of the other events, I didn't take note of all of them, but
No.
I'm pretty sure some of the other ones that were included in the clips do correlate to something that may have happened, or something where people go on these government websites and be like, oh, if you read this, you'll see this document with all this redacted information and
Yeah,
stuff
you hit
like
the
that.
black sharpies and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that there's probably correlation to actual events that can be looked up, um, if people want to take their time to do so.
Yeah.
But some of the things that I really like, one of the things that I really like, especially when you talk about helping to spread awareness, um, I feel like the representation of channeling, the representation of just acquiring information that you would not know from somewhere else and not being able to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
That was showcased mostly throughout the lady, the woman in the main character. That was mostly showcased through her, and the moments where when she was doing or speaking another language that she's never known, where she's talking to somebody and telling them stuff that she has no business knowing because they're a complete stranger, and the
Mm-hmm.
way that they respond, and like those things are real to so many of us who have that gift, the ability to do that, that utilize it, you know, on a more frequent basis. And seeing that in the movie, where of course she acquired that gift through cosmic means,
Yeah.
so divine means, and it was cool to see. And I just thought about it too. I was like, huh. No, I think I thought about it while we were watching it as well. The way the movie has it, the female is utilizing more of a Claire type of gift. Claire cognizance. She has, the these knowings that are coming out of nowhere. Whereas the male, and also there's that balance,
Mm-hmm.
male, masculine, and feminine
I figured that
energy.
as soon as.
Yeah, exactly. And his gift mostly kicked in on the logic side. You can say quote unquote because it had to deal with mathematics and science.
Yes and no. The reason I say yes and no, because yes, correct,
Mm-hmm.
but it actually was more to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason it is because he understood, like you said, the math equations, the science,
Mm-hmm.
formulas and things like that. But again, it's also shown in the movie
Right.
that math is
The
the
universal language.
universal language. And he is actually the one who communicates because he's of sorts of the middleman.
Right. So she's getting the information and she channeled the frequency from
Mm-hmm.
the beings. She channeled their frequency and nobody could translate what was said but him.
But him,
And
yeah.
the way he translated it was in a mathematical equation. But it came to him in English. He
Yeah.
understood it in English,
Yeah.
but he wrote it down
Yeah.
as a mathematical equation.
Yeah.
So it's like they're two pieces that work together.
Yeah. And again,
that balance, that
it's the balance.
the two make the whole.
Yeah. And again, even with this, as we said in even our prior episodes, it's like everybody, once they play their part, you get to see what the bigger picture can be.
Right.
You get to see what is capable.
Mm-hmm.
What we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I found those things to be interesting. There are artifacts that's in there, which they never really speak on truly.
But they don't speak on it, but you see how they use it.
You see how they use it, but it's not. They don't ever really speak on it. They just know how to use it, or they have to use it, or anything like that.
They don't even say where they came from.
No, but for anybody listening, I would say, which again I've said before, you can Google the Boogosphere, and this is public knowledge. Everybody knows this as long as they're looking for it. Excuse me, but there's a they have this artifact that's in, I want to say it's somewhere in South America.
Was it Colombia?
I don't know exactly where it is.
I'm gonna search it real quick. Go ahead.
It might be Colombia, but I just know it's in South America, and it's called the Boogosphere, and
that's why it's called Boogosphere, because it was discovered near Buga, Colombia.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it got its name.
I've heard of the Boogosphere. I didn't know why, but I was just like, okay. But it does. This artifact does have symbols on it that nobody really knows about, and the government is trying to figure out. But this is the other thing, though. There are people. The people have got this information, and what I mean by that is the people found it that they never turned in to the government, but there are whistleblowers and former government officials that are working with it to help get this information out. Dr. Stephen Greer is a guy who has a lot of information on declassified information because he worked with the government.
Right.
But he works in with these other organizations that's helping to disclose things. And he has information on the Boogosphere. You can look this up on Google. You can look it up on YouTube. He talks a lot about it. So the artifact that they use in the movie made me think a lot of it, even though I still don't know exactly what the Boogosphere is and how it's used or what it's used for. But seeing it made me think of it, And there's a lot of artifacts that's been found. Remember, there was something in Greece, ancient civilization, and they found some artifacts like last
Yeah.
year or so.
Yeah.
Some
They
information
had
came out about that.
discovered some new or uncovered some a civilization that they had that they were unaware of before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that predates anything that they seen prior.
Yeah.
So, um, just there are other things that you could look into,
Yeah.
you know, to broaden your mind. The other interesting thing too is the guy, the girlfriend. Remember the girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
She was a nun,
She was a nun. Yeah.
and from certain things that she's seen
Mm-hmm.
through the course of the movie, she went back and asked one of her sisters,
Mm-hmm. I think
meaning
like the head sister or
the head
something like
sister
that.
of the what is that place?
I was about to say
Of the
the
nuns.
nunnery. What
um
is it called? A monastery?
mommy, maybe
Monastery.
the monastery. But the head sister, she asked the head sister a question,
Mm-hmm.
and the head sister corrected her.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is what I mean by, if you're watching it and paying attention to
Certain things.
certain things and how they're said,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we found that to be interesting.
The way she replied to
The way
her.
she
Yeah.
replied, and then towards the
But
end,
she also straight up asked her
she
like
did.
about her beliefs
Yeah,
and if she believed that there could be other beings out there
intelligence. Yeah.
outside of humans. And the nun, she
Well,
answered
yeah, because the nun said, "Why would God make a universe somewhere?" I'm
a
paraphrasing.
universe so
So
vast,
vast, and we are
only, yeah,
the only things, like basically the pinnacle of it. Like,
it makes
so
no sense.
that's what the nun was saying. It was like basically saying it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that to be interesting. And then,
Mm-hmm.
towards the end, she had a smirk once everything was being shown.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. But then that also made me wonder how much of uh, these religious, these religious leaders, how much do they know, or what are their thoughts on it?
Or how much do they accept
Well, is
outside
one
of,
way to
yeah,
accept it, but for you to express it to the public is a
right,
different thing.
true.
Because we also know that the Pope has a lot of a,
Materials.
a lot of a lot of materials. Yes, there's artifacts, there's books
Books
that
and yeah, that the
what
public
am I trying
eye
to say?
don't get to see.
They have yeah, basically books that they don't want anybody to know. But so my question with that is, if these are books and texts that they want or don't want the people, the masses, to
Mm-hmm.
know, why is it there?
Right.
Why is there a secret library at the
What
where the
are they
Pope
doing
is?
with these books?
And why do they have it? That's the point that I'm
Right.
saying.
Like
It's like,
if they're just, are they on lockdown to where nobody is accessing them, which I doubt that. So what is in the books and what are you using that information for?
because again, if it's forbidden, why hold it?
Right. Why not just destroy it?
Why not just destroy it? Why would you hold on to it and have a secret library? But again, this is not a secret.
Right.
Everybody knows
Everybody
that.
knows it's there.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Where the Pope is a secret
Yeah.
library. They show it in all the movies. They show it in Da Vinci Code. They show it everywhere.
But some people will tell you, oh, that's just for fictitious,
But why?
whatever, whatever. No, it's not.
But why?
What would be the point in putting it in all of the movies?
Yeah, it's
Hidden
always
in plain
it's
sight.
so again. This is, and then there's a movie hidden in plain sight, I believe.
Right.
But why is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get that. Where the Pope is the Vatican. There's it's highly religious, right? It's a high
Yeah,
spiritual
it's
place.
the
But at the same time, why does it have to be so guarded? Why is there secret chambers?
well, I feel like the construction of it
It's
I don't know
old.
if it, yeah, it's super old. And just about every old castle
This is
like
true.
building
This
from
is
back
true.
then has secret chambers
Yeah.
because they were doing rituals, they were doing just having places to escape if danger came. And so there are many reasons why there may be secret chambers, secret tunnels, and all of that. But the why heavily guarded, I mean, I guess I can understand that for, the way the world can be, like people, somebody may try to come in there and be very aggressive and violent, so
But
the heavy
this is the
guarding
point that I'm saying. If it's that's supposed to be, that is a place of
of peace and
peace,
love,
right? So
and yeah, why?
why
Yeah,
would you want that? It doesn't make sense.
because people do peculiar things.
People do. This is true. This is true too. Okay.
People do. We're not gonna try to explain the whys of people who make certain decisions, because people do
People things.
peculiar. I was gonna say that people do people
People do
things.
people things. But
Oh yeah,
so anyway,
right.
there's that. So the sister was talking about that. She made a smirk, which I
Hmm.
found to be interesting. And
Because I feel like there are plenty of religious people who do have, a belief in things beyond the earth.
yeah,
Of
but
course, many may say no, there's no other beings out there besides what's here on earth, but I feel like there are plenty who are open to that being a possibility.
yeah, and even the whole talks about Area 51 and stuff like that. It's like if this place, if there's a place that a lot of people felt like didn't exist, right?
Hmm.
And people would go out there, why is it guarded? Why do they have perimeters?
Perimeters.
And then they tell you, look, if you don't leave, you will be
You
shot.
will be shot.
You
But
know,
there's nothing there. No, there's nothing here.
and and the people there, they with their binoculars, they try to look
Yep.
into it and they see the vehicles patrolling. So it's like,
Yep.
why? So then it's like, okay, they'll open it up so people can get a little closer to it. But why now then?
Right. Because
Why
they
now?
have relocated.
But these are these things. It's like
Yeah.
the point is to say that even if there is, which I feel there has to be, why are there so many planets? Why is it so far away? And you don't
Yeah.
think there's more to it,
Right.
more to the universe,
There is
and
so
everything else.
much.
And why do you think? Well, don't you think that they would be wanting to help? Like, if why do you
Or
feel like,
it would be something negative or something dangerous for us.
yeah, like if there is something that they want to do, you not think that they would do that already?
Right. But I get, like, as we know, people just are afraid of the unknown in general. So it's like, well, we don't know for sure. We can't be sure. We can't be sure. So people are automatically on edge and like hesitant or guards up because, oh,
Yeah,
this is different. This is new. We don't know. They don't speak English. How are we going to communicate
yeah,
with them?
but people
They
in
don't.
other countries don't speak English either.
Correct. They don't speak any Earth language. They don't speak Earth. So how we gonna communicate with them? How any of this? So, and especially if all of the portrayals in every movie indicate that these extraterrestrial species, our cosmic brethren, would be way more technologically advanced than we are. And if that is something that the whole of humanity would accept, I could see how a large portion of people would be afraid of, oh man, if they got crazy technology that we can't even fathom, what does that mean? Like, what is that? So it's those fears that's creating the worry that this is something that's going to be bad, instead of thinking that maybe they just want to share the knowledge that they have, because they're like, oh, down there at Earth, y'all so cute. Y'all got this little bit of stuff. Let's help you advance a little bit and bring this to help you be able to live your lives in a better way to where you can stop harming your planet and
I
advance
mean, this
yourselves.
is this is true too though, because why is it, for example? they say they find things that are reverse engineered, and this is how our technology is
Is
advancing.
advancing. Yeah.
Okay, so why is it that if they have to reverse engineer these things to help advance our
Mm-hmm.
technology, like, don't you think they would already have it? Because they've been having it, correct?
Right.
So my point is they're not doing any harm, or nothing, no harm is coming. So
Right.
a
Because they would already
conversation
have
could,
it.
yeah, a conversation could just easily happen. But how would they uh, have a conversation? That's a different thing,
Yeah.
right?
I have to figure it out.
But my thing is this: without knowing any technology,
Mm-hmm.
what do people do? They take down all the trees in the Amazon, which is hurting the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
They're polluting the waters, killing off fish, and it's a lot of weird things that's happening. So
Yeah.
basically, what I'm coming back around to is like, with the proper technology, don't you think these things could help? And
Right.
even if that's the case, why not help?
And also the proper technology that within itself won't also negatively impact our environment, because even with some of the technological advances that we have, there are environmental implications. There are things stemming from it that are harming the environment. So if there are civilizations that can aid us in advancing without harming ourselves and our beautiful planet, then why not be open?
Right? I don't know. It is interesting, though. It
Mm-hmm.
is very interesting. So one thing, as we were watching, you know, as the lady starts trying to explain what she's feeling, I was like, I looked at you, I was like, is this what it feels like to you? Because it's one of those weird things. It's like, it doesn't matter how many times the person is asked this question. It's just like, but how does, like,
Right?
what is it like? Because I know you get this a million times, and I've asked you a couple
You've asked
times.
it more than
Because
a
I'm like,
couple.
what is, like, what actually happens?
It is interesting. I forgot how she phrased it. Um, Something to do with music, right? Her response. I don't remember how she answered it, but in the moment when you asked and hearing what she said, I was like, yeah, that's a pretty accurate description. So for any other channelers out there who are listening and you go watch it and you get to the point where the guy asks her about it, see if that resonates with you. The response that she would give on how it feels for her when she is connected and communicating. I will say the one thing that her experience has is she doesn't know that she's doing those things. It's like she knows after the fact. She's
Yeah,
like, I know once I look at somebody, I'm gonna be gone and something is
that's,
gonna
yeah. It's almost like a
happen.
retrocognition she has, in a sense. But
No,
because
well,
it's
it's
not
a
a
present
yeah, I
cognition.
was gonna say it's not a retrocognition.
It's claircognizance. She looks at
Yeah,
them and she knows their
she knows
life.
a lot.
She
But
knows
the one
exactly what they're
guy,
going through
she
right now.
didn't want it. She knew who he was, but she didn't want to
She
look at him
knew she
because
because she
she
knew,
said he's the guy that knows everything.
and she knew once she looked at him, she was going to receive everything. And she said in that moment she wasn't ready to receive everything.
Yeah,
So she's like, I am not going to look in your eyes. So yeah, her ability to do that is coupled with her not remembering fully.
yeah, and she wasn't ready to
Yes.
go back to that point. She knew things were blocked off, but she don't want to know why.
Yeah.
So the other thing too, since we're speaking on gifts, is um I'm having a blank again. Astral projection? No, isn't
It was
remote viewing.
in a
Remote
sense,
viewing.
also astral projection. Yes.
Well, there was astral projection actually,
So
but
remote viewing
and
and
remote viewing.
astral projection,
Yeah,
both.
and again, this tool
Mm-hmm.
helped.
Helped with that. Yes, that process.
So again, it's just like, yes, that was a medal in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but again, we all know that, you know, which some people don't believe in it, but minerals and things of this nature can help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been proven, and it's said in documents, books.
Hmm.
It's like
All
it's
sorts of things.
documented in every book and in every civilization. There are many
There
rules
is, yeah,
that are used by
for
the high
certain things.
priest or
Yes.
whoever and anyone else. So it makes you think of using stones,
Yes.
crystals, and
Copper.
coppers, and but there's still metals as well.
Hmm.
Pyrites and hematite. Well, not really metals, but
Yeah, they have a iron
oh, but that would be a metal.
iron addition. Yeah, but
It's
they're
it's
not
not the way. Yeah,
metals.
it's
Yeah.
not the way it's
Yeah.
portrayed
So,
in the movie.
right.
But I do like that they show certain things,
Hmm.
especially if you're aware and know what to look for.
Right.
Because some people just may not. They just looking at it and it's just like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
word. And I just thought about that as you said it, especially if you know or have some sort of awareness. Like imagine a person who knows nothing of anything outside of they're just living, boom. They watch this movie, they wouldn't have anything to
It's
connect
just
it to.
entertainment.
Yeah. They would see the guy holding the thing and doing all of this remote view. They wouldn't even know to call that remote view. And they just be like, yo, how he do that?
Yeah.
How's he doing that? How he do this? They might consider it something like possession because that's something that you hear
Oh,
in movies and things like that. So their minds may who knows where their minds will go, but they would look at it and not be able to connect it to certain experiences.
I wouldn't say a possession. I mean, but because in my opinion, I think that will kind of go against what it is we're talking about. Because in a sense, it's almost putting it out there
Mm-hmm.
that it's a type of possession. It's not any way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not used any way.
Mm-hmm.
That man is just not. It just don't add up. That's it. Just don't add up. So I wouldn't even. Yeah, possession now. But it is a remote viewing,
Mm-hmm.
and it is astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the movie, you'll see. Um, there was something else I wanted to speak on with that, but I can't remember right now. And again,
You were saying that if you're watching it, especially if you have the awareness and you see it.
yeah, but I guess you threw me off with the possession thing. So I'm like, what?
No, I'm saying other people.
Yeah, but
Other
you can't
people.
really think for other people. I don't know what they gonna think it is,
No, well,
but I don't
just
know.
just speculation.
It can be. But I think it was a overall.
Hmm.
And like I said, if you know what to look for,
Hmm.
you have a type of awareness, or you're just interested. Like ask the questions.
Yeah.
I found it to be really interesting. Oh, I think that's what it is. Why is it that it just went out again? Maybe it's something I ain't supposed to be talking about.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. The whistleblowers again.
Okay.
Why is it that when people give or share certain information, why are they always threatened?
Mm.
I think that in itself should say something.
People who try to reveal the truth.
It's not just the truth. People that just
I mean, but it is the
try.
truth.
Okay, for the situation of the movie, but what I'm saying is when you try to, I guess, push the envelope of being open minded to new things in different ways, why is it that people always get threatened? Why do people die and then they say it's a suicide or they got they weren't ill and I mean they were ill. I say that because there's a it's a guy I want to say in Wyoming, somewhere over there. This guy was trying to work on this type of dome, and I can't remember his name, but if I guess I'll share it if I can remember. But it was something about you. He walked through it, he goes through it, and he was working on it for some time, and then all of a sudden he was gonna speak to the public about it, and he died.
Hmm.
And then the daughter came out and was like, "Well, my dad he was always healthy. He was in great health. He did, this, and the third. So for them to say that he was ill is false because he was very healthy,
Right.
right? And then after that, uh, the um, the patents were taken over by the government. So it's just like, why is it that when certain information is coming out, why do the founders always disappear or something happens and then it gets taken by the government? Typically, if it's a facility, right, and you're building something, wouldn't the state take it over? Why does it go straight to the government? Wouldn't the state, I mean, everything trickles upward to the government anyway.
Well, the state government, yeah,
Yeah,
they get involved, and then it goes to the federal.
but not to the point where everything is shut down and covered to an extent. Like, why is that?
Control.
So again, the point of what I'm making with that is that, with the disclosure, there has to be some type of truth in it, right? Because why is it disclosed anyway? What harm does it cause?
Yeah,
especially if no harm.
The harm. That's the thing. It's the assumption of this is going to harm society if we release this information.
And just so everybody knows, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, because when people don't know things, they automatically call them a conspiracy theorist. It's not a conspiracy if there's truth. If you can look these things up. There's no conspiracy. There's facts. They're facts. And if and as long as you're looking for certain things, you will find it. So in order to not be aware of certain things and just saying it's a conspiracy theorist just because you don't know and you ain't looking for anything, that makes it a conspiracy theory. But what I'm saying is, look into it. Like, just be open-minded or whatever the case is. Like, what do you think, though? There's plenty of things that you can look up. Some things do look like BS, right? And my whole thing is okay. For another example, certain things that's in certain movies, right? They make these movies, this information about it, but that's pretty much as far as it goes, right? And then some things they make a product of it. So to me, that would say, for example, the Skinwalker Ranch. Right, let's say that. Now, there are people, especially natives, who believe in skinwalkers.
Yes.
Right? But at the same time, my thing is this. If it's something that they're willing to put in primetime TV, then I think that would say something. Because if too many people speak on this one situation, regardless of whatever it may be, and then they go and make sure that it's harder to find it, then it goes away, right? So why did it go away? As I was before our awakening, like, I know we spoke on it before. I always like to go back to the show called Flash Forward. And in Flash Forward, the world stopped for 2 minutes and how many seconds? I don't know. But a premise of the show was about quantum physics.
Right.
And they were speaking on it, which is interesting too, because remember, the guy had rather a ring, or he had some kind of device, because when the world went silent, this one guy was found walking around. They had a camera caught him. He was caught on camera. There were kangaroos. There were other animals.
Yeah, animals
that just came random, like at odd times. But the show, anyway, was about quantum physics, and it was like they were getting into the quantums, right? The
Yeah.
quantum physics things. They was explaining it. They
Mm-hmm.
went to was it in Switzerland or Sweden, or no, not
I
Sweden,
don't remember where they
Switzerland,
went.
where they have the what is that big place called with the particles and Switzerland,
CERN?
CERN, I
Switzerland?
guess. Yeah, they
They
was
went
talking
somewhere
about
like
that.
that? Yeah.
No, because that's what they said they were doing.
Yeah.
Where they have the big particles or whatever. I think that's in Switzerland. And the show got canceled, and I was very,
Mm-hmm.
very much intrigued. But why they said, oh, the viewers,
Viewership went
the
down.
viewerships were down, and people weren't interested.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this, right? To go back to what I'm saying initially, the things that keep you intrigued, right,
Mm-hmm.
and keep your mind open,
Mm-hmm.
those are the shows that's always canceled.
Yeah,
And then
because
the excuse is that
it's not entertaining
people
anymore.
are not being entertained
Entertained.
by it.
Yeah.
But then all the other shows, there's a bunch of nonsense. People watch these things all the time. Like, why?
Because they're being entertained.
They're being entertained. Remember, and I said before, I would much rather expand than be entertained.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm not knocking anybody's
I mean, you
entertainment.
do what you want to do.
Yeah, be entertained. I like to be entertained too. But I get entertained from shows like Flash Forward. It is entertaining to me.
Well, yeah, there's a
It's
difference.
interesting, it's entertaining. Uh Shows like that, movies like Disclosure Day, movies like what's the one that we that came out before Disclosure Day? The astronaut and Rocky. What's the name of that? Hail Mary?
Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary Project or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So movies like that, I feel like as well as they are expansive, they're also entertaining. But people have differences of opinions on that.
It's just
But
fair,
you
which is
know,
fair. But the only thing I'm saying is that when you talk about things like having disclosed information,
mm-hmm.
right? Why is it that when people try to share that information, they're threatened? But anything else, they have no issue with putting it right in front of your face. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why is that? So to me, that would say that if enough people start to ask, oh no, cancel that. Like nobody can know these things.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing with Tesla way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla had made his own tower in New York, in Long Island somewhere. He found a way that with this technology,
And we're talking about
Nikola
Tesla,
Tesla,
not
yeah.
current day Tesla company.
Why would I do that? Yeah. Anyway, there's a way that everybody on the planet can have
Mm-hmm.
free power, free electricity.
Mm-hmm.
But then he dies, right? And now, especially in America, Con Edison
Mm-hmm.
is a big thing here,
Yeah.
right? But you have to pay for power, right? There's
Yeah.
power bills,
Mm-hmm.
electricity bills,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Tesla, even back then, already found a way that
You
we
could
can
generate
generate
the
because
power,
it
yeah,
generates through the earth
without the
itself.
need of all of
Nobody needs it. It's
these
just free.
infrastructures that you got that
Yeah.
they ended up putting into place to charge people.
Yeah. So, but then Tesla goes. Something happens with Tesla, right? Found that to be interesting. I'm just saying.
Yeah. This is the act of silencing the movements or the people who can change the way society has developed into, where it releases the power and control from those who have it. So yeah, that's what that is. Of course they're going to target those people because it's taking the power and the control away from them. If you control electricity, you control
So then, even
a
with that,
lot.
it goes back to this control and power, which
Mm-hmm.
again, it's still focuses within um, the premise of the movie, right? So it's just like
Yeah,
there's that thing.
yeah. That's an unfortunate thing, but the more tidbits that get shared, and the more we can spread the information and it connect with people, the better.
Yeah,
You know, and when we have pieces of information shared, even if it is in what's supposed to be just a form of entertainment, when you can find the truthful pieces of information and start to piece things together and see things for yourself and do more research or noticing of things, then it all helps to spread that, to cast a wider net.
yeah. And even with that, like afterward, we had conversation, which was very interesting to me,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But again, it all goes back to why is it depict the way that it is?
Mm-hmm.
Why does communication and contact, why is it always shown in this manner?
Right.
Right? It's like we all have to do better. And this is more reason that we have to basically play our parts. So yeah, what do y'all think? What y'all think?
Yes, please share with us in the comments your thoughts on the sharing of this information through means such as movies, music, books, that are created just to be pieces of entertainment. The things that you can actually gather. What are your perspectives on it? What do you think about people who try to be the change makers, who try to disclose things? Why are they always targeted? Well, trying to recap all the questions. I feel like there was another question. That was just two. Um, but yeah, just your perspectives and ideas anyway on uh all that exists and all that is out there, and how we bring things together and in harmony. How we bring things together in harmony.
Yeah.
Let us know. Good
No.
movie. Check it out.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much I think everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But I think I'm definitely gonna watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, definitely watched it through a stream, but you know,
That's neither here nor there.
neither here nor there. But it's out on digital now, so for people who don't want to have to do that, you can find it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's a good movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I am interested in what people think about it.
Yeah.
And again, like why now? Steven Spielberg with all of these things is
Right.
disclosure days. Like why now?
Why now? And from the perspective that he shared, why
Yeah,
now?
why now? I think
If we
that's
could only ask
a
him.
good cliffhanger for everybody. It's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, good one to end on. Why now, everybody?
Why now? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
As always, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. We love you. And we hope to
See
see
you the next
you the next
time.
time.
Love is love always.
Peace out.